with UFC 317 coming up, I think it's time that I give you guys exactly all the knowledge and everything you need to know about this fight card and what's exactly going to happen in each fight. So that way you know what to expect. Because on the Money Manziel MMA YouTube channel, we don't, it's not we bet all our money on these fights. We put our entire life savings onto parlays and we all know what's going to happen in these fights. So you got to take this knowledge 100%. There's no way any of this is wrong. I say we get right into this, man. First off, I'm talking about potential finishes, right? Topuria Oliveira, that's a finish. I think Darush and Moicano's a finish. I think I'll talk about that in a bit, but I think there's a world where that fight's like an early finish, and I'll explain later. But Talbot and Felipe Lima, finish. Hyder Emil Jose Delgado, cinema level fight. Terrence McKinney Slava Claus, cinema level fight. That's not even the right fight on the bottom left. We've literally got two brown shirt My Park players that are fighting at some point in the night, and I'm not talking about that. So Denise versus Hines, finish. I'll tell you why. Price versus Smith, finish. We got a lot of finish potential. Hermanson Rodriguez could be a finish. Obviously, that no name fight could be a finish. Royval and Van, if they get after it enough, could be a finish. And then Pantoja, there could be a lot of finishes. I don't think it's a fight where it under delivers. I think it could over deliver based on the type of fights that we've got. So, like I said earlier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what to expect in each fight. Kind of give just my general thoughts on it, and yeah, let's get right fucking into it. Nico Price is getting slept out cold by Jacoby Smith. Don't think twice about this one. If you get flatlined in under a minute by Robert Lawler, in the big 2023, it could be the big 2014. If you're getting flatlined by Bobby Lawler, Robbie Lawler, Robert Lawler, any of those names work, Rob, then you're going to get colded by Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith was a champion level wrestler. He's got powerful hands. Even if the boxing isn't incredible, he's so tight with the boxing. He's so powerful. He's got crazy back takes and wrestling. Nico Price is getting fucking obliterated here. There's a reason that Jacoby Smith is one of the biggest favorites, if not the biggest favorite in fucking history on this fight. So, no time needed to be spent on this. Jacoby Smith murks this fraud. Um, Guys, Alvin Hines, just looking at a picture of him, is genuinely going to haunt me in my nightmares tonight and in my dreams. Maybe, this lovely Caillou looking motherfucker is going to haunt me or give me some beautiful dreams. We have Butterbean on the card in Alvin Hines. He looks like a chill guy. I'm sure that he's like a fun fucking guy to talk to at like the barbecue or something. Like he looks like Alvin Hines looks like the type of dad that like you don't really know how he got there. Like you're not even boys with his son, but he just kind of shows up at like the birthday party and he's like cracking jokes with the dads. They're like, "Oh, have you met his son?" And you're like, "No, I don't even know his son." He looks like that kind of guy. Janatza Denise is colding this fucking guy. Um, yeah, he shoots sloppy takedowns. He's not that powerful. He's 33. I think Denise is gonna put a fucking nasty right hand, maybe an uppercut on him, or a straight when Hines shoots in, kind of lazy. And he's colding this fucking guy. It's fascinating matchmaking that this is the replacement they found for the Marauder that is Justin Tafa. Um, but it is what it is. At least we'll get another finish, so can't complain. Then we have two completely random people that are fighting on this card. I would like to say, by the way, Trevor McVey. I don't even know what this guy's fucking name is. I think it's Tanner McVey, Trevor McVey. I don't know his fucking name. He's not even the most popular guy with his name. There's a college basketball player that comes up way more if you look up that name than him. So that's real tough. Chris Uert, I think, is the name of this other guy. I have nothing to say about him. I do not know anything about this fight. We will all be taking a piss break for this fight. Probably will be like a banger. Probably like fight of the year type of situation. Um, but yeah, I don't think anyone cares about this fight. It's fascinating that they didn't just cancel the fight altogether after Dumas couldn't get the ankle monitor off. I mean, they literally had a guy who was hiding in a dog crate from police and were like, "Yeah, what's the question?" Yeah. We're putting. How do you not put Dumas on International Fight Week, kid? Yeah. How do you not bail him out of jail? But yeah, no, we don't give a shit about this fight. We're gonna move on. We are getting two master classes though. Tracy Cortez and Slava Claus will both be dominating in their fights. Tracy Cortez, please subscribe to the channel, please. My Instagram is DM me. My hypothetical wife, because I have a girlfriend, hope she doesn't see this. Tracy Cortez will be getting a third round TKO over Viviana Araújo, who does fade in all her fights. She gasses really in the second round. I think Cortez finishes her late or just gets kind of a 30-27 decision, maybe a 29-28 type of situation. In Slava Claus, to me, this is a no-brainer, man. He does have a bad chin. It's like a Randy Brown type of chin where sometimes he can eat crazy shots like cartwheel kicks off the ground from Tom Nolan and he's fine. But he's incredibly durable. You don't see this guy get flatlined. Like he gets dropped bad, he's cut open bad, he's got terrible scar tissue all the time. Um, but he doesn't get flatlined unconscious. I think that's what McKinney needs to do to win this fight. I'd be willing to bet everything that Borshev gets dropped in the first 30 seconds of this fight. He comes back and he finishes McKinney at the end of the first round, and it's a typical Terrence McKinney type of fight and a typical Slava Claus masterclass. He's going to do some Russian dancing. Joe Rogan's not going to be happy about it, probably. But, it's one of those things where I think Slava and McKinney, if it goes long enough, like into the second, holy shit, it's going to be a banger. It's literally just two dudes throwing fucking leather, caution to the wind. I think McKinney's going to have a tough time getting him down. If he gets him down, you'll finish him. But he's going to have a tough time getting him down. What a fucking fight we're going to have on our hands for Slava Klaus and Terrence McKinney, though. Next up, absolute fucking cinema. Jose Delgado and Hyder Emil. We got 35-year-old prospect Hyder Emil, fucking unbelievable. But he's got a crazy looking head. This guy's got a granite chin. No one's fucking KOing this guy unless it's unconscious. And Jose Delgado comes to fucking bang. This dude's got like 4 or 5 KOs in a row. It's way more finishes in a row. He's finished every fight he's been in. Hyder Emil has 6 knockouts in 11 fights. I think he's a sub in one of them too. Delgado's got a bunch of submissions, so that could be interesting. I think these dudes are genuinely gonna fucking scrap for 2 rounds, maybe a round and a half, and then Delgado locks up a submission when Emil gets into the clinch. Everyone should turn on their TV for this. Show your family this fight if it's on like ESPN prelims, which I believe it is. This is gonna change your life watching this fight, I promise you. And it's gonna be one of those fights where you get fucking hyped for the main card and for the next fight after this, which is going to be a Jack Hermanson fraud check. Listen, kid, how do you not have Jack Hermanson fight once every 2 years and fraud check somebody? He's coming in there. Robocop is Barack Obama, but Brazilian. He's 45 years old. Jack Hermanson's also 45 years old. But listen, the kid can box. The kid can wrestle. How do you not like this kid, Jack Hermanson? I really think that Jack Hermanson is going to get a split decision win. He's just got that kind of style where if Robocop doesn't hit him with the touch of death that Pfeiffer couldn't hit Hermanson with, Hermanson's the type of guy to hit you with a couple jabs and a couple leg kicks. He'll land like one leg kick that buckles Robocop and it'll steal a round away that he shouldn't have won. And I feel like he can get like a greasy split decision or razor thin 29-28 type of decision on Robocop. If Robocop performs and executes kind of like he did versus Jared Cannonier before getting finished, this fight could also be a finish. I don't think Hermanson has the finishing ability, but I do believe that Robocop can finish this fight. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's late when I'm recording this. I'm recording this the night before. But I think we could get a fraud check here, boys, and that's what you gotta expect. We're always right on this channel. So, Peyton Talbot, listen, this is our yes, yours and mine. This is our quirky, fruity, zesty king. We all fuck with Peyton Talbot heavy. He's going to be the next champ. I, honest to God, think that he's going to knock out Felipe Lima. And I really mean this. There's a car alarm going off right now in this parking lot. It's still going off. It won't shut off. But either way, Peyton Talbot, he's the type of guy where, he threw the Raoni Barcelos fight. It's all good. Cody Garbrandt did too. These guys were really synced up. But Peyton Talbot is going to win this fight. I think that Felipe Lima is good. He's a great grappler. But Talbot can defend takedowns, man. I know people point to Raoni Barcelos. Talbot had a nasty lat drop in the third round once he kind of got his bearings underneath him. I think that he learned a lot from that fight. I think if this fight happened instead of the Raoni Barcelos fight, I think Talbot would get fucking murked. Like run through, submitted in the second round type of murking. But Lima's not a finisher. He has under, I believe, or maybe he has a 50% finish rate. But he does not finish people at a high clip. He just has the submission over Naimov, which in retrospect isn't that good. Naimov cheated his way to win versus Nathaniel Wood. He kind of got past Bogdan Grad, but that's not a great win in my opinion. I really think Talbot's going to shock people. I think as an underdog, it's going to be the best value you're ever going to get on him. And I think Cody Garbrandt threw the Barcelos fight so they can set him up to get fucking smoked by Peyton Talbot in the next fight. So I think we're getting a Talbot masterclass. Let me tell you something, my brother. My brother, Bitcoin is going to the moon, my brother. Yes, yes. But you know, Darius, this is old man, brother. I got to kill this fucking old man, brother. Renato Moicano. I've gone back and forth about this fight, man. There is part of me that really thinks that Beneil Dariush is going to knock him out. And that's crazy. I would love to see the odds on Dariush by KO. But, man, Dariush can crack. Like, like I wouldn't let him crack me. But, I mean, he can crack with his fists. He dropped Gamrot bad, which isn't a crazy statement, but he landed a hard left on him. He knocked out Drakkar Close in that fight. He had moments like in the grappling versus Charles, he took him down, kind of like a guard pull situation. We did get him down. The ground and pound's incredibly questionable. But my thing is, right, Dariush does good versus guys with bad chins, evidently. And Moicano poses zero threat power-wise in the striking. And he's got a bad chin. People don't want to talk about it, but Moicano's chin is incredibly questionable, especially if you watch back the Jalen Turner fight. It was not a hard shot that put him down. I think there's a world where Dariush lands a big left hand, puts him down, and Dariush finishes him on the ground. But the more likely plot armor based method is that Renato Moicano is going to win a kickboxing match. I do think it's going to be boring. I think that you're going to get a fight opener in Talbot in Lima where you're like, holy shit, this pay per view is going to be amazing. And then you get kind of a boring little staring contest kickboxing match with Moicano and Dariush. I do think that could happen. Maybe there will be moments where Dariush hurts him or Moicano gets a takedown for a minute or two. But I do think it's going to be a boring Moicano decision. But at least he'll be back on the wagon, so can't complain about that. Josh Van Masterclass. This is the most obvious thing that's ever been said. You might be getting the kid at plus money. It's to the point where you have to expect that Josh Van is just going to outbox this kid. It's really simple as that. I think that Royval is legit, but he has gotten by with a couple close decisions now, and I just think that his time is up, man. I'm trying to rush through this because my mic is dying, but Josh Van boxing the bleeding head off him, kicking the leading leg off him, using the short dive to close the distance. Josh Van, the story arc continues. He's beating the shit out of Brandon Royval. I think it's going to be a really fun fight, man. High level type of shit. Josh Van's going to hit him with some good shit, take a pocket full of cash, and dip. I guarantee that's what he says in the post-fight interview, by the way. So, Josh Van, third round KO or decision versus Brandon Royval. We don't give a fuck about this fight. The main event, Ilia Topuria is knocking Charles Oliveira's head clean off. Ilia Topuria, he's probably going to get on the mic afterwards and he's going to be like, I've been reading lots of books. I do not know the name of these books. It was like Franklin the Turtle, Franklin the Turtle, Flatty Matty, Franklin the Turtle, condom didn't work. I don't know if this was the specific book, but this is just what I had in mind. But he is gonna, he's gonna pull like what he said on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan's gonna fucking glaze this dude hard. He'll probably glaze Kai France actually too, but we don't give a fuck about that co-main event. I'm sorry for not covering that co-main event, but I like both guys. I'm sure it'll be a good fight. I could not care less about it. I think it's kind of filler until we get to the main event. I think Ilia Topuria knocks Charles Oliveira out in the first round. People are talking about how Charles is durable. He is, But Ilia has touch of death, man, and at 55, he colded Jai Herbert. I don't care what you say. Herbert's shown a better chin since then. Trinaldo also hits like a truck, so I don't take much stock into him knocking Herbert out. I think Ilia Topuria colds him in the first round, and I think he fights fucking Justin Gaethje next, which is going to be crazy if that's actually the fight that happens. But either way, he'll cold him too. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is my overview of UFC 317. I gotta rush this because my mic is dying on me, but if you appreciated the video, like and subscribe down below. I appreciate all of you. Go follow my TikTok. It's Money Manziel MMA on TikTok. Um, Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate all of you for watching. If you're from Shorts, if you're from the search engine, I love you regardless. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.